and faculty in charge PG Club.
Give a big round.
Mr. Aditya Jha. Please give a big round of applause. He has conducted various seminars on leadership and personality development at various institutions in India, Germany, and Slovenia. Mentored hundreds of youth so far across pan-India. So give a big round of applause for Mr. Aditya Jha to please come on stage and guide us.
But anyway, on the prestigious land of Kurushetra. So how many of you, just to have a peek about the audience, how many of you are from first year? Can you please raise your hand? All of you are from first year. And how many of you are? First of all, I would like to congratulate all of you. And I believe in the last 3 years, you are the only batch who have started. सीनियर्स हैं, उनके साथ कुछ ऐसा होता था कि सुबह उठ के लेक्चर्स अटेंड करते थे, साथ ही साथ मम्मी के हाथों के आलू के। At the same time, now that you are in the campus, you must agree with what I am saying, that you have got a lot of freedom as well, right? From what you have at your chance to discriminate among all the experiments and session started on. I happened to participate in one of the similar seminars, and that actually made a very unique impact in my life. I'll start by one story. So there was Alexander, you all aware of the great Alexander, right? So one time he was having some procession near India only when he started his Porus and Alexander, right? So it was after the fight when Porus got defeated. So Alexander had some respect with saintly people because his guide was, anyone remembers what was the name of his guide? Aristotle. He is a very famous saint of his time. So he had some respect for saintly people. So what happened? A procession was going on, and Alexander was on the chariot, and there were different ministers, different soldiers. He was not paying any attention to the procession. So he felt little insulted. Why? Because Alexander the Great was going on, and he did not even care to give some respect. So he went to that sage and he said, "Do you know who I am?" He said, "Do you know who I am?" The sage replied. He said, "No." He said, "No, but you should know that this is the procession of Alexander. He is the master of this world." And the sage said, "No, actually he is not the master of this world. He is servant of my servant. And that's why I did not care to give any respect to your position." And he was aghast, the minister. He went back to Alexander and reported everything. And Alexander, instead of becoming angry, he thought and he said that there might be some meaning of what the sage said. So the next time he came and he said, "Can you believe I am conquering different kingdoms? I am here, I defeated the king here. And I am certainly the master of the world in one sense. So how can you say that I am servant of your servant?" Then sage, because he asked respectfully, the sage replied that you see, but you are in control of your mind, because if this had not been the case, then you would not be greedy, so much greedy that you just killing people and conquering the world. So I am the master of my mind and you are the servant of your mind. So from that proportionality, I can say that you are servant of my servant. So that's how Alexander understood the point, and after giving proper respect, he left from there. So it's very important to have control over the mind. Otherwise, many times, 14 years ago,
Yes, sir.
a very disastrous attack in India, 26/11 in Mumbai. So because we lose to control our mind to discriminate between what is good and what is bad, we get influenced by many negativities and many harmful ideas that actually force us to do things that we later on regret. But many times we end up damaging our own lives. So these software companies spend almost 80% of their revenues on softwares and not on hardwares. Why? Because there is no much difference in hardwares from time to time, hardly very small differences. But they have to continuously upgrade their softwares to meet the requirements, to meet the first class हो अगर सॉफ्टवेयर सही नहीं है तो वो सॉफ्टवेयर. So this is modern society. प्रॉब्लम कहाँ है, सॉफ्टवेयर में या हार्डवेयर में? यहाँ पे the car, there is no fault with the car is totally working properly. But जो ड्राइवर था, the driver was misguided. So and what happened? The end result is disaster. So same way, modern society, we are advancing so much technological advancement हो चुका है, आप देख भी रहे हैं, you are part of it also. But because something is missing in the software, say train चल रहे हैं, very soon we will see in India also. There are official jobs that you can become psychiatrist of, not humans, but their pets, dogs and cats. Now, how many of you know this person? In 2000, he started the big, massively successful, not only in India, but he has his outlets in other countries as well. Unfortunately, 3 years ago, in July 2019, it was early morning, and he went on like a walk with his driver in the car. So he told his driver that near the bridge, he said that you stay here, I am just going to have a walk and you just wait here, I'll come back and then we'll go back. So driver was waiting there 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours, and after a few more hours, it was unusual, unexpected that he didn't return back. So he was worried. He looked here and there, but he could not find him. Then he registered a police complaint of missing report found his body in one of the Netravati river in Mangaluru. And later on, they also recovered a suicide note saying that I cannot handle that much pressure. It so happened that he had taken some loan of 800 crore rupees from a private bank for his business, which problem. And next, when his wife took this opportunity, now that so much debt is there, business is making losses, so she made some reforms. She was mentally very strong, and now she is considered as one of the very influential and powerful lady in India. Now the company is recovering from its losses from what it was before during 2019. So see, the situation, the circumstance is same for both the husband as well as the wife. But what actually makes the difference? Their approach. And how approach was different? Their mental state. So hardware में problem नहीं है, problem कहाँ है? Software में. So you have heard about Arunima Sinha. Anyone? Okay, I see some hands. So it so happened in 2011, Arunima Sinha was a national athlete, volleyball player, and she was traveling in a train from Lucknow to Delhi to appear for an exam. And it so happened that during the journey, some robbers came in the train and they started pushing people to hand over their valuables to them. They also pushed her, and she resisted. So in frustration and out of fear, what they did, they threw her out of the moving train. She fell on the tracks, and after some time, she could not move. What happened? As a result, the train passed over her legs. Later on, she fell unconscious. When she opened her eyes, the legs were gone. The doctor had to ampute her legs so that her life can be saved. But she had some dreams. She always wanted to climb the mountains. But because now had gone through this situation, they could not even think of considering or reconsidering their dream of climbing mountains. Right? But her mental state, her legs were gone, but her mind was very strong, focused on her dream. And she decided that irrespective of what, I will achieve my dream. Down the line, 2 years, 3 years later, not only did she achieve to climb the Mount Everest in Asia, she climbed all the highest mountain peaks in all the 6 continents. There's no mountain in Antarctica. So she left that. So again, we see different situations, different challenges in people's life. It's their mental state that helps them to take those. Much of medicine that actually studies the effect of mental state in the immunity of Ayurvedic. Try his luck, but never he became succeeded. He started doing this from his youth. He became old. Now his son started working. So at some point of time, he became too old to even move. So he was bedridden at his house. अपने घर में आराम कर देते बुढ़ापे में और अपने बेटे को रिक्वेस्ट करता था कि हर वीक एवरी वीक he didn't left that hobby. He said, you buy a lottery ticket every week for me. So his son used to do that. He was also not very hopeful कि ऐसा कुछ होगा कि lottery लग जाएगी. So somehow every week it was going on. One time it so happened he was just matching the winner's lottery number with his lottery number, and he found that his father won a lottery of 7 crores. So he thought कि पूरा जीवन निकाल दिया मेरे फादर ने ये लॉटरी जीतने के लिए और उनकी लॉटरी लगी नहीं. अभी अगर मैं एकदम से जाके बोलूँ तो वैसे ही बेड रिटन है, कहीं कुछ हो ना जाए, मतलब इफ ही गोज क्रेजी देन दैट विल बी अनदर प्रॉब्लम. सो अपने फैमिली डॉक्टर के पास गए और उनसे कहा कि देखिए आप थोड़ा ऐसी ऐसी बात है तो मैं कैसे कन्वे करूँ कि ही कैन डाइजेस्ट इट. तो डॉक्टर ने कहा बात तो सही है, एकदम से बोलना सही नहीं रहेगा. देन यू शुड डू समथिंग ग्रेजुअली. आप इसको इस तरीके से बताओ कि वो एडजस्ट कर लें और डाइजेस्ट कर लें सिचुएशन को. तो बोले इतना तो मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा, एक काम कीजिए आप ही चलिए मेरे साथ. So he said, Mr. Such and such, that what will you do if you get 1 crore rupees? He said, 1 crore? He said, yes. So he said, I'll buy one bungalow. एक बड़ा महल खरीदूंगा रहने के लिए. तो उसने ठीक है, okay, fine. What will you do if you get 2 crores? He said, 2 crores? You know what? I'll buy 2 bungalows. दो घर खरीदूंगा just as a backup. Then he said, okay, that is fine. Said, and then what will you do if you get 4 crores? He was observing how he's taking it. So what he said? नहीं, 2 बंगले काफी थे. He said, the remaining 2 crores I will, will buy all the amenities ताकि मुझे कभी कोई जरूरत ना पड़े. घर तो खरीद लिया, गाड़ी, so many things I'll do. So he said, okay, fine, so far so good. Then he said, okay, what will you do if you get 6 crores? So he said, 6 crores? 4 crores I have already spent. 2 crores I'll put in investment. I'll invest somewhere ताकि future में कभी काम करने की जरूरत ना पड़े. Said, okay. Then doctor became little relaxed. He said, okay, 6 crore तक तो digest कर लिया, तो 7 crore में क्या ही दिक्कत है. तो उसने कहा कि okay, now you tell me one last question. What will you do if you get 7 crores? And that person thought, and he said, you know what, you are giving me so nice fantasies. I'll manage with 6 crore, I'll give that 1 crore to you. When the doctor heard this, that I am getting 1 crore, he got a heart attack and he died. By it, the man got disturbed. Some experiments. The subjects reported that the treated finger hurt less than the untreated one. This shouldn't be surprising, except trivaricaine wasn't actually a painkiller. Just a fake concoction with no pain-easing properties at all. What made the students so sure that this dummy drug had worked? The answer lies in the placebo effect. An unexplained phenomena wherein drugs, treatments and therapies that aren't supposed to have an effect are often fake, miraculously make people feel better. On the other hand, researchers think that if a person believes a fake treatment is real, their expectations of recovery actually do trigger physiological factors that improve their symptoms. Placebos seem to be capable of causing measurable change in blood pressure, heart rate, and the release of pain-reducing chemicals like endorphins. That explains why subjects in pain studies often say placebos ease their discomfort. Despite everything we know about the human body, there are still strange and enduring mysteries like the placebo effect. So what other undiscovered marvels might we contain? It's easy to investigate the world around us and forget that one of its most fascinating subjects lies right behind our eyes, and that is mind. So now let's discuss how mind magnifies problems. Now it so happened that France and Italy went into the final, and nobody was expected these two teams to be in the final. But now that they are in the final, they knew one thing, that undoubtedly France is going to win. Why? Because the captain of France at that time was Zidane. He is considered to be the best player at that time. So everyone was sure shot that France will win undoubtedly. There is no chance Italy will survive. And it so happened in the beginning, like after the first few minutes, Zidane scored a goal. Now France was leading by 1-0. Then Italy team members, they started with some strategy. They started disturbing this Zidane, making him angry, provoking him every now and then. And Zidane lost his control. What he did, he kicked one of the players with his head. You might have seen that very famous photo. And as a result, that player collapsed. And their team members, instead of becoming sad, they became happy. Why? Because Zidane got a red card. Now he's out. So France is now playing with only 10 players. And Italy, 11 players. With the sacrifice of one, worth it. So then they gave their best. Students here are considered the cream of the nation, right? And see, if they are having this problem, these are some of the statistics in last 5 years. In my tenure of 4 years at IIT Roorkee, I myself has seen 5 suicides. One was my neighbor only, and he was a 9-pointer, extremely talented. Something happened, some less marks in some subjects. Body found in Netravati River after 36 hours. He is Vinit Vig, Chief Operating Officer of Encyclopedia Britannica. In 2016, he jumped from the 19th floor of his office building in Gurgaon, and he left a note that said, "I am fed up with this life." Was he a loser? No. In terms of wealth, in terms of fame, in terms of opulences, he had a lot. Every 40 seconds. This session started around ago. So far, you can estimate how many incidents might have happened. These are average statistics. Very addictive games. And normal people did not feel any change with this. But those youths, those teenage acting, he has made many people laugh. But few years ago, this person who made everyone's laugh, he himself committed suicide. Like social media is no more just for socializing. It will give you contents so much in different varieties that you just find, okay, this is something new, this is something new, and you get enjoyment from that. Your mind assumes pleasure from that. First, it was simply 4 hours movies you used to watch in the hall. Take two different thrills or experiments in hope that we get some sort of good experience, and then because of wrong association and because of getting weak mind, we take to different, like I said, intoxicating methods like alcohol, drugs, smoking. So these are some of the facts which are not very which are very disappointing. No problem. He's a very famous motivational speaker. He has traveled 44 countries in this condition, written so many books. One of the famous books is Life Without Limbs. And he's an artist, he's a very famous cook, and so many things he has achieved in his life. Why? Do you think with this body that is possible? Perhaps not. But with that, the mind, the state of mind that he has, yes, certainly, and he has shown that. I was reading one of the findings in Oxford University. They have said that the brain wave frequency of a person who regularly does meditation and one doesn't do at all. So his brain wave frequency is very much stable, very much steady. Perspective is the key to any situation. Perspective over different people. So at some point of time, they wake up very early in the morning. They wake up very early in the morning, do like meditation and all these things. And by the time other people, normal people wakes up, they have already done so many things for their software. They have already updated their software. And then the normal schedule follows. What other people do, they also do. Like achieved in their respective field. Certainly they have given a lot of effort. Certainly they have given a lot of time. Right? So they don't, or in giving quality inputs in their life. It could be good quality books, it could be good music, or any good contents. You might have heard about this principle GIGU, right? Garbage in,
Garbage out.
garbage out. And it actually is like that. Whatever. There was once so happened, एक बार एक फुटबॉल टीम थी, so जैसे तैसे फाइनल में पहुंच गई और बहुत मेहनत किया था. फाइनल में पहुंचते मतलब जो सेमीफाइनल मैच था उसमें उनका गोलकीपर इंजर्ड हो गया. तो फाइनल में तो पहुंच गए लेकिन अब गोलकीपर ही नहीं है. तो गोलकीपर नहीं है तो फिर बहुत बड़ा रिस्क है हारने का. तो उन्होंने कहा कि जैसे तैसे बस एक गोलकीपर कोई आ जाए, हमारे पास एक्स्ट्रा प्लेयर भी नहीं है, समहाउ कोई आ जाए कि बस गोल पोस्ट संभाल ले, बाकी हम देख लेंगे, हम पहुँच नहीं देंगे वहाँ तक. तो बोले गोलकीपर हालत में नहीं था खड़े होने की. तो वो बोले क्या करें. तो बाहर निकले तो बाहर देखा कि एक वाटरमेलन शॉप था. तो वहाँ पे जो मजदूर होते हैं, अब देखेंगे ट्रक में भर के आते हैं, तो जो नीचे का मजदूर था वो उठा के वाटरमेलन फेंक रहा था और ट्रक में बैठा एक आदमी था वो सबको कैच कर रहा था और इधर डाल रहा था, कैच कर रहा था और इधर स्टोर कर रहा था. तो उसने कहा कि दिस इज द परफेक्ट पर्सन, ही कैन वेरी कुछ तो प्रैक्टिस है बॉल कैच करने का, ले लेंगे इसको. तो उसको ले लिया और जाके बोले कि ये हमारा न्यू गोलकीपर है और मैच स्टार्ट हो गया. मैच स्टार्ट हो, बेहतरीन परफॉर्मेंस दिया उन्होंने और सामने वाला भी नहीं इसको स्कोर कर पाया और ये वाले भी स्कोर नहीं कर पा रहे थे. जैसे तैसे मैच आखिरी स्टेज पे पहुंचा तो जो दूसरी टीम थी, अपोजिट टीम थी, उन्होंने एक लास्ट ट्राई मारा और खिंचा के मारा. बॉल पहुंच गया गोल पोस्ट के पास और बिकॉज वो पर्सन जो था वो टैलेंटेड था ही, जैसे ही उसने काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस था तो उसने बॉल को एक हाथ से दोनों हाथ से पकड़ लिया. तो सब खुश हो गए उसकी टीम वाले, वाह वेरी नाइस. लेकिन अगले ही सेकंड क्या हुआ, दे ऑल बिकेम डिप्रेस्ड क्योंकि उसने क्या किया, उस बॉल को पकड़ के वापस अपने गोल में डाल दिया. क्यों? हैबिट्स. सो हैबिट्स अगर आप बना लेते हैं, एक बार बनाने में बस आपको मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. वंस इट बिकम्स अ हैबिट, इट गोज टू योर सबकॉन्शियस माइंड. So I was really okay. Someone at least from my branch I found, so we talked, and we always used to roam and do together in our friends, like 4-5 people. Gradually, it so happened, like I said, during one of my orientation program, I attended this kind of seminar, and I got very fascinated, and I attended more of similar seminars during my time. But at that time, he had some other friends as well. They said that okay, let's experiment something else, and he didn't quite attended these kind of seminars. He didn't actually quite started associating with us, and down the line, after 4 years, he was deeply engrossed in that association. And it so happened that I was saved from all the negative things, fortunately, thanks to my seniors who mentored me, thanks to my friends. By the time we ended up in 4th year, or we like about to graduate from 4th year, he became drug addict, he became hardcore smoker, and his grades fell, and he was no longer in his football team, he was no longer actively participating in his designs. He had a very troubled time in his life and very difficult time in preparing for placement. Achieve what you want to achieve in your life. So with this, like I already explained this EIGO principle. This is recently, you might have heard about it, that even successful people have troubled time with their mind. But again, at every instant you will have this option to bounce back or to break down. So he said, I've experienced loneliness even in a room full of people who support and love me. But he chose to bounce back rather than feeling breakdown. And the result we all see in life. So it's very important to mind your mind, because a lot can happen over mind. If you are the servant of your mind, it will break you. But if you are able to control your mind, channelize the thought process of your mind, you will be able to achieve immense success in your life. Okay? So with this, thank you very much. in case if you get, I'll
जिस तरफ भी चल देंगे रास्ता हो जाएगा. Thank you everyone. Please take your position also. Thank you.